not sure if that guy was giving me a thumbs up or if he was trying to hitchhike on a motorcycle. I think today might be the day that I venture down there and see if I get stuck or not. Okay. Alright, so far so good. Let's check out these trails. Hopefully I don't need to get back up there to get out of here. So we're back here today, hitting some trails on the CRF300L. Never been to these trails before. Just exploring, seeing what we have out here. Alright. The highway's right over there, I know. Things like a tractor. Just whatever. It doesn't care. Just goes over anything. Up anything, over anything. I mean, if you have the right tires. My tires are damn near bald, so it's not the best right now. A little decline here. Ooh. Yeah, you see, this is where I would not want ABS. This is a bit steep. Oh man, alright. This is gonna be a challenge. Gotta bring it back down here. I knew it was gonna be a challenge. Wasn't really sure what to expect. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up there. I'm thinking no. Let's see. Nope, stuck. Oh, this is already turning out to be very fun. Turn it around here. Whew. Oh my god, the suspension did not like that. Lots of hills. Alright, so back to what I was originally trying to make this video about before I ended up getting stuck on a trail I haven't been down before. I wanted to talk a little bit about how the CRF300L compares to the DRZ400. I know I'm not by any means the first person to make a video about this. Let's go that way. Let's see what's over there. So, I have owned, obviously, the CRF300L, which I have now. In the past, I've owned a KLX250, the fuel injected, and then I've owned two DRZ400s, one of which was very good. I think, oh, nice. I think they were both 2001s, or maybe one was a 2000. Anyway, one of them was really good, very well taken care of. The other one, not so much. And I kind of wish I had kept the first one, because the first one was a really good one. The second one, man, that thing had all sorts of problems, and I basically ended up selling it to a mechanic so he could turn it into his little repair bike. So I wanted to make a quick video about sort of how I compare those two bikes, the DRZ to the CRF300L, because they are kind of in the same range of comparison. Obviously, if you're looking at them brand new, the DRZ is probably going to run you a little bit more. But honestly, in today's market, I'm not even sure if that's true, with how much these CRFs are being marked up right now. So the DRZs are way more readily available, and you know, there's some very obvious differences about them. This isn't going to be like a spec breakdown of the two bikes. It's just going to kind of be me talking a little bit about my experience and why I personally have the CRF300L now. I will say it's not an easy comparison to make. I think they're both really good bikes, but for me, I'm not a carburetor guy. I don't like messing with carburetors. I find carburetors can be very finicky, very annoying, and carbureted bikes, I guess I would just say, are not for me. I like to be able to get on my bike after the winter is over and just hop on and ride. I don't like to worry if I'm going to leave the gas sitting for too long, or if the carburetor's going to end up leaking or something. I ran into a lot of problems with the carburation of the DRZ400, and just, you know, a lot of the performance stuff that you can do with that is basically all kind of the same with the CRF, but with the CRF, you know, you're doing it with a fuel controller or the computer. You're changing the inputs to the computer instead of changing the you know, the needles in the carb or taking the carb apart or anything like that. Now, I was talking to my buddy a few days ago who has a, oh, I don't know if I'm getting over that. This might be a bit challenging. Alright, I just don't have it in me right now to fight going over that, so I'm gonna flip it around. So I was talking to my friend. He's someone who's all about carbureted bikes. He was good at working with them, cleaning them. I mean, he has that whole thing down to a science, basically. I quite simply don't. I didn't grow up working on carbs or anything like that, so I'm not all that familiar with them. So when I have to deal with a carb, it just turns into a whole ordeal. And I'm much more used to fuel injection and dealing with fuel injection. And one of the reasons that I really wanted to go for the CRF300L was the fuel injection. I find that Honda fuel injection is typically really, really good. Whoa. So just out of the box, I felt like the CRF300L injection would probably be really good, really reliable. So far it has been. And I have also tuned this bike with the 550 ECU. And I will say that gave it even more power, definitely. One of the things I want to talk about is sort of comparing a tuned bike to an untuned bike. Now, if I were to compare this CRF300L in its current state with a good 91 octane tune, full system exhaust, it's actually kind of getting up there close to what I feel like the power was on a stock DRZ400. However, my buddy had a DRZ400 that was definitely, it was fully tuned, full exhaust, air filter, and he ran into a lot of problems with that bike, but when it was running, that bike had a lot of power. Definitely more than the CRF300L, so I think it's something to keep in mind that one of these bikes, you know, obviously the CRF300L is going to have significantly less power than the DRZ. I'm not even going to go into detail about that, because if you can't understand that by looking at the dyno charts, I don't know what to tell you. The CRF, quite simply, does not have the power of the DRZ400, but it does weigh less, and it's fuel injected. There's not going to be any one bike for everyone. Some people are going to want the more power from the DRZ, some people are going to like carburetors, and then there's going to be people who might want something fuel injected. They don't need to worry about carburetors. Good reliability, more modern engine. And for those people, there's a CRF300. So I think that the real comparison, and what really pushed me to get the CRF300L, was the reliability of it, the fact that it was fuel injected. You know, stuff that I was not going to get with the DRZ400. And that's not to say that the DRZ400 is not necessarily reliable, because that is one of the most reliable motorcycles on the market as far as dual sports go. But more likely than not, you are going to need to spend some time tinkering with the carb and whatnot. Let's see if we can get up here. Yep, no problem. Some guys over there playing golf. So I think some factors that you need to keep in mind when you're considering the DRZ400 versus the CRF300. The CRF is never going to have the power of a 400. That's just, even if you big bore it, I don't think you could big bore this bike to 400 cc's. Jake the Garden Snake big bored it to 300, you know, to actually 300 cc's. But as far as big boring it to 400, I don't think that's possible. And obviously, even at 300, you're not quite getting the DRZ power. What you are getting is a very good, very reliable, fuel-injected, modern platform that, you know, you can mod and you can really do basically whatever you want to do with it. I think it would be pretty hard to find something that this bike can't handle. You have 6 gears instead of 5. One thing that I'll point out, a lot of people think, oh, 6 gears, so it's going to be, the CRF's going to be the clear winner on the highway, right? Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I will be doing a video of a highway run on the CRF300L. I personally got my DRZ400 to a higher speed on the highway than I can on the CRF, even with the CRF tuned. And that was the stock DRZ I had. So I think that says something as far as highway usability and the 6th gear. With that being said, another difference is the gearing on these bikes. I think that the gearing on the CRF300L, I kind of like it a lot better than the DRZ. You know, the DRZ with the 5-speed, the gearing felt a little bit longer to me. I kind of like the gearing on the CRF. I've actually been able to go up stuff that I was not able to on the DRZ just because the CRF has some really close gears that make it pretty easy to get up some stuff. Like I was saying, just basically like a tractor. It just keeps going. It's not necessarily going to go fast, but it will probably get you there. How far this trail goes. Whoa, that was deep. Oh man, you see, it made it up that no problem though. And I would say one of the reasons it made it up there so easily, it weighs a whole lot less than the DRZ400, or not a whole lot less, but you know, 40 pounds, which is not nothing. 40 pounds is, you know, 40 pounds. I think most people have a pretty good idea of what that practically translates to. It's definitely noticeable. Just hills going on forever. Why is there a black hoodie hung up here? That's weird. Okay. So I guess my synopsis is, for people looking for a straightforward answer as to which bike is better and which bike you should get, you know, there's a variety of factors that I think you need to consider. Personally, the CRF300L is the bike for me because I like fuel injection. I like the 6-speed transmission. Yes, the engine has less power, but I appreciate the reliability of the fuel injection, and I like the lighter weight. I like the seat height better. You know, a lot of people will look at motorcycles and decide on one simply because it has more power. I just don't really think that is an appropriate comparison. I don't think that really tells the full story. For me, I'm enjoying the CRF300L much more than the DRZ400. But with that being said, if you're somebody who's like, oh, I want as much power as I can get for my dollar, then the DRZ400 is obviously what you're going to want, because you're not going to get a ton of power out of this bike. Like, it is what it is. At the end of the day, you're stuck with the CRF300L engine, and that's not a bad thing for me, but if you want DRZ400 power, you're just not going to get it. And again, I'll say this. I am just some guy on the internet. I'm not a professional. This is just my opinion from my experiences. And I'm sure other people are going to have other opinions from their experiences. I'd love to know what your opinion is. If you would leave it in the comments down below, that would be awesome. Whew, just do a little wheelie. Alright, I guess this comes back over to the road here. Okay. Interesting. Huh. So it literally just comes over to the road here. Oh, but you can't get out here because there's a damn fence. If I can. Oh, historical cemetery, what? There's a cemetery here. Well, hold on now, I gotta check this out. Holy shit, just literally a cemetery out here. We sort of have these all around Rhode Island historical cemeteries, just in like random places like this. Edwin I can't read that very well. Holy shit. Died July 28th, 1828. Wow. You never know what you're gonna find out here. So, you know, I mean, just to clarify, will I ever own a DRZ400 again? I might. If I could have both the CRF300L and the DRZ400, I absolutely would. I think that would be awesome. I just don't have all the money in the world, so. And I will say, one thing about the DRZs is if you do have the expertise to work on them, to fix a carb, to do whatever you need to do, then you can get a really good deal. You absolutely get a very, very good deal. You can pick up a used DRZ400 for, I mean, I got one of mine for I think $1,800, and it worked great. I mean, I had no problems with that particular one. So you gotta, if you can find a good deal on one, then you're probably going to be getting a lot more value than the CRF300L. You know what? I want to go this way. Yeah, fine, I'll go back this way. back of the desert. Alright. I think I'm gonna stop here, take a little break, have some water. If you guys were clicking on this video expecting like a detailed spec breakdown of the DRZ400 versus the CRF300L, I'm sorry, this is not it, but you can certainly find a video like that. Basically any other video is going to tell you that, so, or you can Google it. I just wanted to more speak from an owner's perspective of owning the DRZ400 and the CRF300L. My thoughts, what I like, what I don't like about the two. And, you know, the CRF300L for me is the winner. I think that's pretty clear. If there's any more details or information that you guys would like about the DRZ400 or the CRF300L, or anything else, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And also, if you made it to this point, you're part of the 1% of people who make it to the end, so make sure that you mention that you were part of the 1%. Alright, it's a nice breeze. I'm gonna take a break, get back to riding. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.